For this topic in number pattern, we will usually need the common difference. So in this question, there is a little bit of common difference mixed with some other pattern. So in general, if you're given a sequence like this, and let's say you find a bit lost to not sure where to start, so the least will be you start off by writing where is your n equal to 1. Because when you put the n equal to 1 there, you can investigate. You can try investigating. So here, again, you can investigate. How is 2 related to 4? Okay, so you write the n number side by side first. Okay, then you can observe. Because if you don't write, you actually didn't know what is it related to. Okay, so usually for the first part, you might not be asked to find directly what is the n term. So for the first part, like A here, you are just supposed to see the pattern. So most of you should be able to see that it's 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. So the next one, if you talk about the 6th line, then you will be expecting a 6 square. So if you just observe the pattern, you will observe that you should need a 6 square. And then if you observe the pattern here, it seems like it's always a +2. So you will expect that the next number will be 12. So n equal to 5 will be a 10. So 6 will be a 12. So from here, you will be able to get the answer to be 48. So that will be your answer for the 6th line. So from here, then you are expected to find the general term. So usually they will get you to think a little bit first, like part A is like, you don't need the formula, you just need to observe the pattern. So right now, by now you observe the pattern, you realize that it will be always if n equal to 1, it will be 1 square. If n equal to 2 is 2 square, 3 square, and 4 square subsequently. So you will feel that it's going to be n square. The first part will be a n square. The second part, you can actually see it as a common difference. So you can see it like a common difference where it's always a +2. And you are starting with 2. So you can see it as a common difference where A is equal to 2, D is equal to 2. So you see it as 2 parts of the pattern. So the second part is the n term that we are used to, the one that we use for common difference. The first term plus n minus 1 times d. So my first term is 2, my d is 2. So this will be my common difference. So you see it as 2 parts. I think the 2021 number pattern, it happens where you see the numerator as a common difference, the denominator as another common difference. So you investigate as 2 parts. Numerator is 1 part, denominator is 1 part. In this case, there are 2 parts, something plus something. The first item is not a common difference, but if you observe, the first item is a square. So from there, then I will do out my usual algebra. And then this is what you get for the second part. Once you get your second part, part C is very easy. You just put n equal to 50 inside your formula and just punch calculator. Okay. Now, the next one is the one that will set some of you thinking. Okay, so they are giving you another sequence. So they are giving you another sequence that starts from 8. So another sequence that starts from 8. 15, 24. So if you are observant enough, you realize that that is exactly what you have here. That is exactly what you have here. But right now, the 8 is n equal to 1. So 8 is equal to n equal to 1. And n equal to 2 will be the 15. Then n equal to 3 will be the 24. So you're going to use the idea, use the answer to help you. So okay, usually in such a case, right, you can, if I want to use the answer to part B, I can replace it by, if I use the answer for part B, right, I will replace this by n plus 1. That means from part B, if I want to get the n term, if I want to get the n term for this, I just change the previous one with an n plus 1. Okay, I just change it with an n plus 1, then you can just expand it out. Okay, so that's one trick. So for such a situation, usually it's n plus 1 or n minus 1. You can check whether does it work or not. So how do you check does it work or not? So for example, once I get the answer, I'm going to try putting in n equal to 3. I'm going to try putting in n equal to 3 to see whether I will be able to get a 24 or not. Okay, and I really get a 24. So this formula is actually correct. Okay, so if let's say you're not using the answer in front, if let's say you're not using the answer in front, then how are you supposed to observe? So another way to observe will be something like this. So remember just now we try to observe like n equal to 1, then how is it related? So I'm going to do the same thing. But it's just that now my n equal to 1 is 8. So if you look carefully, you actually need to do a plus 1 first, then you square. Okay, you also need to do a plus 1 first, then you square. So again, same thing, you do a plus 1 first, then you square. So if I look at it as 2 parts, then my n term will be, I add 1 first, then I square. Then the second part will be, I can see this as a common difference. So again, this one is a common difference, starting with 4, and subsequently we keep adding a 2. So I can see it as a 2 part, 4, and then I keep adding a 2. So if I do it this way, I will still get the same answer. Okay, I just focus on my expansion. You realize that you will still get the same answer as this method. So this one I directly replace the n with n plus 1. Or you can redo your observation if you really cannot link to the formula. So sometimes they will indirectly ask you to apply the same investigation skills on another sequence. So it's almost the same idea. So in this case, you look at it as 2 parts. So one part is a common difference, another one is like a perfect square. So in O level, we won't know what is coming out. So you just have to be flexible, but the foundation will be you must be very okay with the basic common difference, I feel.